All right, it's time for Red Hulk. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Dominopoulos. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you like my stuff. Today's video is part of the Apocalypse series that I'm creating. I'm making this series to try to min-max our way through, minimum effort, maximum results, minimum resources, all that good stuff. We're just going to be doing a basic 3-star unlock with this and to show you the teams that you could and probably should be using to get through. And we're going to try to use these 3 yellow horsemen to try to get a 7-star Apocalypse. Yes, there is no star requirements for Apocalypse. There's gear requirements. There's blue ISO requirements, but there are no gear requirements. Now, don't worry about if you do want to follow along with this series. If I do wind up failing to get the 3-star, use these 3 stars to get the 7-star, which I'm going to be able to do it. But if I do, we can always go back into these Scourges later with the same exact teams, put a little bit more resources in, which you're probably already going to have done because you're using these teams pretty much for raid. So it's the idea of we're trying to min-max our way through it. So let's get into it. Let me pull up the video. I already got the video up, so let's just go ahead and hit play. So we're going to go on over. We're going to go into Epic Campaigns. We're going to go over to Red Hulk. And what we're trying to do, we're going to do this on difficulty 8. So we're going for 500,000 points. That's all you need to do to get the unlock. We're going to do it on difficulty 8. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to pick the revive one and then 2 others. What we need is for on the right to show 1.25 million, so that each node is giving us 125,000. 4 nodes gives us 500,000, and we never have to build the Scourge team. That's the whole idea of this. You're not going to want to build the Scourge teams for this. So in the first node, it's going to be Bio, so we're going to use our Bio raid team. At the moment, the Bio raid team is Hivemind. Hivemind is also the node 5 and node 10 requirements, or one of them. For the Morgan Le Fay one, if you want to do more on her, you pretty much don't. She's not really used anymore. Red Hulk is used now. Still to this day, so it's a character we are going to come back and get more stars on him, but for this video's purposes and purpose of the series and the journey that I'm hoping you guys take with me is to get just the basic unlock. And if you want to do more, I'm not telling you to stop at 3, but just you do as much as you want, but this will get you through, no problem, and then you could do what you want. So it's Hivemind, and this team you saw was like 350k. There's not a lot of stars on them. They don't even have most of them don't even have their T3s done on them. So T3s are the purple abilities. I don't even think Red Goblin has his all the way up. I do have Carnage's passive, the T4 on that one, but focus on Philo. Philo can cleanse, and so can JJ. So those are the 2 that you want to make sure they don't cleanse all the debuffs that get put on them. And you can see all the debuffs we have on ourselves. It looks like we're in danger. It looks like we're in trouble. Oh no. Wait for Red Goblin's turn. That's all you really got to do. So I'm going to stun the Sunfire here because the Sunfire can do nasty damage. And then this isn't even with all the T3s on it. Let's gobble up all those debuffs and get rid of them. So I probably should focus the JJ here. Did I focus the... Yeah, there you go. She's probably just going to bleed out. So... but yeah, you don't need a monster team. This is a team that you should be building, and the point of these videos is to show you that the teams that they're giving you for free, in like that first strike, second strike, third strike things, they're giving you the Hivemind team. These are teams that you build up, and you can get them to get through your horsemen. Spider Woman's still a little bit of a threat over there. She has healthy damage, but again, we're doing this at G14. You can get in this earlier. You can go in here with G13s, but there's such a massive jump in stats between G14. It's your first real big jump in stats from gear, especially focus and resistance. It's a monster boost going from G13 to G14. So in general, take your characters up to at least to G14 when you're building them up anyway. And for the point of the Scourges, like we can't get Apocalypse until level 85, the baby version anyway, and we can't get the big boy version until level 90 as well. So you could technically wait until then with these and come in here with G16s and G17s, play them at higher difficulty, get all the stars you want. But if you want to get the Horsemen a little bit early, and again, same teams, but you get the Horsemen a little bit earlier doing this, and plus you got content staring in your face and you want to play it. So, these are teams you're going to be building anyway. If you're watching my videos, these are all teams that I recommend that you build your raid teams. That's the idea. Again, not too many threats on this node. So, and you can see that speed up. I forgot to mention that. The reason why you T4 Carnage is passive is because when you're drop a character below 30% health on the opposite team, you get sped up. Your whole entire team gets sped up. You get speed bar, and the other team never takes a turn. Basically, you can get to that point if you're strong enough. And Venom's basic applies speed bar to himself. So you put Striker on him, so he gets one attack, and then he gets another attack. Now he's got 40% speed just added on just from doing his basic. So easy peasy, right to the first node. And we're well above the 125,000 that we needed per node to get in there. Again, you can pick whatever Scourges you want. Just don't do immunity ones. Don't do health ones. Those are the ones that actually stretch, tax you a little bit. So into the second node, and again, if you want to, and you can see I'm cruising to the left. There are other characters you could use. You could use part of Annihilators. You could use part of Spider Society because they're a dual tag. Some of them have bio and skill. And you could also send in more than one team into this. You can go in and die and pick up where you left off with another team. So you can go in much less with much less power than this if you want to unlock them early. Red Hulk is a character you are going to want to build up eventually. He pairs very well with Apocalypse when you get him. So we're going to target the Shang-Chi here. He's the issue. Sharon Carter's in issue 2. Ghost Rider retaliates when you get kills. Shield Trooper retaliates when you hit somebody next to him. Mordo can apply heal, block, and stun, and all kinds of stuff. So there are actually some threats on this board, but we're stronger than them. Even as weak as this 350 power team without the T3s in them, we can still get through it. So, like, oh no, we're in trouble. Look at all these debuffs. And then it's Red Goblin's turn, and then we take care of business and gobble all that stuff up and bring it all back. And you see all that damage. We're dropping people into red. We're getting a ton of speed bar, and we're just going to walk right through these nodes. So, and the reason why, again, the point of this video is to never have to build the Scourge teams. The Node 5 requirements for this one is Wave 1 Avengers. You don't want to build Wave 1 Avengers. Ravengers, minions. No. Asgardian. And again, they reworked these to help with newer players, and Asgardian with Bifrost was one of the raid teams. They're not one of the raid teams anymore. As of today, Blade is being released as of the recording of this video. So you don't want to build Asgardian. And then Black Order / Thanos, and that's old Thanos. So you don't, another team that as a new player you're not going to want to build. You're never going to want to do Node 5 in this Scourge. And again, we can come back later and get some more stars if you want, or you can get more stars now. That's part of more like the fun that I'm doing with these videos, is trying to turn these 3 yellow horsemen into a 7-star Apocalypse and have a little fun with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not telling anyone to stop at 3 stars. You can go farther, but I'm just showing you easy unlocks. That Kestrel actually could have done some damage. Target somebody else, probably could have taken him out. Probably would have taken out my Carnage. So, but again, you could restart if you want. These were all one-shots, again, very easy. But, so yeah, we're walking our way through. Black Bolt's a little bit of an issue here. Crystal, not really. She had like 1 week where she was arena meta when she first came out 4 years ago. But again, your speed bar keeps coming. They're never going to take turns. You can see Black Bolt's been like full speed bar this whole entire time. He's never gotten a turn because we keep speeding up, because we keep dropping him down low enough, and we keep getting more turns. And this is a good team. Like this is still, even when this does get pulled out of the raid meta, this is going to be a decent team. They have good speed mechanics, even though all the new characters that are coming out have boosted stats. Any new character that comes out after Annihilators has a 30% stat boost in general over any of the older characters. So build all the new characters. That's the game plan. It's the safe play. So we're going to get through this node, and then I'm going to take a quick break and switch over to the other video for the next 2. All right, we're back for the last 2 nodes. Pull up the video again, and we're going to go in, and it's Avenger. Out of all the Scourges and all the Horsemen, this is the most annoying part, is that they put Avenger. There are not that many good Avenger characters. I'm not thrilled that I had to bring up new Avengers up a little bit, but we're doing new Avengers plus Hank Pym, and you can see how small this team is. It's 350k. It has none of the T3s, basically, in it. Maybe I have a few in Tigra. My Tigra is 1 red, If your Tiger's a little bigger, they're all like 3, 4 stars. I think Mockingjay Bird, whatever her name is, has got like 6 on it, but everybody else is tiny. Like this is a tiny, tiny team, and it'll get you through. But do Hank Pym because he provides barrier for the whole entire team, and then you could do part of New Warriors or New Avengers. Sorry, and target this section was a little bit harder, but again, it's a 350K team. Take out the Moondragon. You're probably thinking you should go after Magneto because the Magneto is going to apply blind to everyone, but you survive it. To me personally, I think Moondragon is more of a threat here. And then Dagger can be annoying if a cloak drops, and a cloak does drop. The Asgardian over there can do some damage too. So I did get through this with one-shots with a very small team, but this is a node you might have to replay once or twice if they hard target a certain character, But yeah, these out of all the teams, this is a non-raid team. It's a war team, but it's a war team that's still decent. It's not, the best. A lot of people putting it on defense now because it doesn't have the same offensive power that it used to. But you can see we got all these blinds on us, and we're going to get through. She's got Mockingbird J. I can't remember her name. She's got all the cleanses. You can see I'm checking the kit because this is how little I use this team even on my main account. I'm like, oh, what do I do here? But she's got all the cleanses, and she's got all the buffs, and she's the one dropping in. Like when someone drops below 50% health, you could see a shield minion showed up. So you could play this with a little bit of luck too. Like that's the whole idea of using this team. But even a team this small can't actually get through. And again, when we do have to come back and do these nodes, we'll have better options. Or you could use for Avenger, you could use someone like Captain America, who you're going to want to build to help with your old man Logan, and for that trial. So there are some Avenger characters that are okay, and you're going to want to bring up your Hank Pym for Illuminati. That's a good team. It really is, and these are all characters that they give for you for free early. So don't stress it too much. But out of all the teams that I had to build, this is the team I was least thrilled about having to build. To get through this, and again, we're going to get through, but there are some threats over there. There really are. Again, I probably should have taken out Dagger earlier because now a cloak drops in, and if either one of them do their ults while both of them are on the field, it gets kind of dangerous. Now I'm stuck behind a couple taunts. I probably should have taken out, focused a little bit more on Jane Foster. But you can see my Tigra is 1 red. Look what Tigra's ult just did. It's at 5 yellow, 4 yellow, 1 red. So if you do want to unbalance a team, which you should be building, a lot of your teams unbalanced. Just build the better characters. Tigra and Ronin will get you through. Coulson. The reason why this footage is broken up into 2 parts is because the first time I tried to do it without Coulson, and it wasn't pretty, and it's not something I even want to show. Like, it's something I probably, could have got through with Cap Sam instead of Coulson. But you can see Coulson's special removes all their buffs on the other side, and it's too important. I didn't want to put anyone through the torture that I was doing. You can see Cloak right there, what Cloak just did with Dagger alive. Now, that was a little close, some unlucky crits, some bad luck there, and you're dead. And also, you want to get to the Thors before they ult, because they do AOE stun on ult, which could just wreck your day. But you can see it if you've watching my other Scourge videos, or if you're watching, even the first section on this, you could see how much more difficult this was, because this isn't a sustained team. You could see the other teams that we're using with Spider Society and Extreme X-Men for Morgan Le Fay and for Rogue, and for Hive Mind. They have great sustain, and they're meant for raid nodes, which are a little bit longer than just like a 5v5 fight. This team is built to go fast in war and destroy. That's the purpose of this team. So using this team in a mode like this is a little bit more difficult. See how close we're getting on a couple people. This this isn't the greatest team, and again, I wasn't the most thrilled that this was the team that I had to put through it, but I'm also doing it again with a 1 red Tigra. So if you had more reds on Tigra, this would probably be exponentially easier. So really no more threats on the board at this point. Got to get through that Thor before he ults. Heimdall's not really a threat. Jane Foster over there can be a little bit of a threat. Did I use the special there? Yeah, it looks like I did. Looks like I just wanted some health back. Yeah, I just wanted to get some health back because we still got to do one more node. But again, at this point, minimize the threats. You're always going to want to try to control their healers and this team works on bleed. You can see all those bleeds out there. So those are actually the abilities that I did put the purple ability materials on. Was for like a Tigra basic or a Ronin basic or anything that applies bleed, because then you're gonna be able to start melting your way through with it, especially with them being as small as they are. Again, I'm not worried about cloak right now because without dagger, not really a threat, really not. Even his ult really isn't a threat. So again, you see how small this team is. We're just making our way through, just little by little. So again, the point of these videos is to just get our unlocks. If we do need to come back later, we can come back later with bigger characters and again, but we do not want to build the Scourge teams. Let's get through this without building the Scourge teams. And Red Hulk, you're going to be happy when you get him. He's one of the 2 useful horsemen that still exist. I know some people have some uses for Archangel and some weird mishmash things, and maybe you could use Morgan Le Fay somewhere in something, but Rogue is still being used in Crucible and in War, and so is Red Hulk, especially paired with Apocalypse. So when you get Red Hulk here, you don't want to build Gamma. You don't need to build Gamma anymore. You don't need to do it for the Apocalypse saga like we had to. You could just use bio characters with him, so to get through his Apocalypse part. So don't build up the Gamma team. I barely built them up on my main. I mean, they're G17 on my main account, but that was the minimum that we had to build them up to. So I even just did the minimum even when they were the meta. So on this node, your threat is She-Hulk. Get rid of She-Hulk. She-Hulk's obnoxious. And you can see when she gets hit, she got a charge put on her. Once she gets, I think it's 4 or 5 charges on her, she takes all the debuffs off of any Gamma character and then throws them back at you. So, but that's only if you hit a Gamma character. So you'll see that in a minute. So again, she's got another charge now. I think I go away from her here with the basic. Yep. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Didn't get a charge. So it's only when you hit those characters. So I think I gamble and try to get away. See, yeah. No, yeah, because he hits 4 people and then she's got another charge. But if you stun her, now you're good. See the stun, no extra charge put on. So I was trying to actually kill her and hopefully use the stun on Deathpool. But when it got to that point, so I just put the stun on She-Hulk. And again, we're fine here. We're not stressed. You're not really getting the full benefit of Hank Pym without the rest of his team, but you can see all the barrier that we have on our team. That's coming from Hank Pym. So that he's actually important. I know Thing is the last member on this team, but I actually think that Hank Pym works better with it. So Deathpool is and Brawn are your what you should really. Human Torch can do some damage, but I'm not really too worried about him. I probably should be focusing Brawn right now. Looking back at this, Brawn and Deathpool. I'm not really scared of Abomination. I'm not terribly scared of Morbius. Never have been. But yeah, see Deathpool. Because you're dropping minions out there. Deathpool's getting kills, and then just doing extra attacks on those kills. So that actually can be a problem on this node. But we pretty much got most of the characters on the board, so now all the ults are coming out. Let's do some damage. who do I target with this? Do I go straight for Deathpool? Yeah. And see all that, you know. I see, here's the Coulson special. Clear off all those buffs. That's why I had to, again, why I had to do this video in 2 parts, because I didn't bring up Coulson the first time. And, you know, and I actually like Coulson. I like the character that played him in the show and in the movie. So why not get yourself some Coulson? He was a good war character back in the day. And then Doc Ock. We got to get rid of a Doc Ock. So it doesn't look like he has all of his abilities. And it's one thing to know about these Scourges, too. They don't necessarily have their exact kits that show into the game. Some of them don't either have all their abilities, or, you know, some things are specific for the Scourges. And especially, you know, like their health pools and stuff like that. Those are different than when you would get on your roster. But Doc Ock is probably good to bleed out here anyway, but I probably don't push it. Yes, I do. I probably should have went after Doc. The stun should go on Braun here. I don't want Braun doing anything. He does have a percent health steal, so he could actually melt through a character, especially if he's a striker, and get 2 attacks and just melt all your health, because it's a percent steal. So it doesn't matter how big your health is, it's taking a percentage. And, oh, now there's 2 Hulks out there. Again, that's why I probably should have taken out Braun a little bit earlier, but we do want this Doc Ock dead. And the rest of this is there's no huge damage threats left on this, especially on this level and what we're going through. And you can see even a team they're not even built. This team's not even built. There's no T3s. We're walking through this. So, and again, you know, before this video wraps up, I just want to say I hope you guys come along this journey with me. We're min-maxing here. We're just getting the basic unlocks. Not telling anyone to stop. You can get as much as you want. But we're doing this in the first 4 nodes. Let's not build any Scourge teams. Let's not waste any resources. Wow, see, that Braun almost took out my Tiger. So let's just get through it. If we do have to come back later, we'll come back later. And, you know, in a month from now, in 2 months from now, when we're going for the big boy one, there might be new characters out that can do these sections. There might be super strong characters that can just, you know, run right through these sections. Like, you know, one of the sections on one of the characters is Mutant. If you had Old Man Logan, you could solo it. You know, so there's no, like, you know, the newer characters that are coming out are exponentially stronger. So don't overinvest in this. Is probably, you know, and I'm putting this at the end of the video, this is probably some of the best advice I could ever give, is don't invest in things until you need to, until you're at the content, because you never know if new character is going to come out that's just going to wreck that content. Now you brought up all your characters up to G17, and you finally got to the content, and there's a new character out that's 10 times better than anyone you brought up. Now you wasted all your resources. And again, you also want to try the content yourself first, too, to see, you know, what you do need to actually upgrade. If you do need to put that T4 onto a character, if you do actually need to build up the whole entire team, or you need to lopside it with one super strong one. But, you know, just wait. I know it's hard to do. I know it's hard to hoard. I know it's hard to stare at your resources and not use them. But you're going to feel better at the end of the day that you didn't waste them. It's even worse when you're like, oh, crap, I just wasted all this stuff when I didn't need to. So that's it. We got through it. We got through it with 2 teams. We got through it with 4 nodes. We're above our 500,000. And let's go get ourselves a Red Hulk. Let's get to them rewards. And you can see there's the node requirements over on the right. You don't want to build any of that. Let's claim them all. And let's go ahead and recruit a Red Hulk. Come on, do it. Come on, do it. Hit it. Hit it. Red Hulk. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you guys. I'm out.